From the studios of the Richmond Register, it's this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. Every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, Richmond Register Sports Editor Nathan Hutchinson and Richmond Register Sports Writer Ricky Barker will talk about this week in Madison County sports. Welcome to the show.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. I am Richmond Register Sports Editor Nathan Hutchinson, and with me again this week, Richmond Register Sports Writer Ricky Barker. Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's been a busy week.
It has.
We have a lot of stuff to get to. We're going to try to go through it as fast as we can. We don't want to keep, we don't want the show to be like 9 hours long, so we're going to try to roll through it as fast as we can. But had regional competitions at the wrestling, swimming, archery. We had some kids that do some really cool things with special awards. We had some middle school volleyball, tons of college and high school basketball as well. So let's just jump right into it. What do you think?
Yeah, we better.
Yeah. Rain's going to cut us off at some point. If we run past an hour and a half, it'll just cut us off. He only gets paid for so long, so we just go.
That's true.
Yes. All right, so we'll start off with high school wrestling. That's where our guests tonight are from. The Madison Central wrestling team is here. We're going to have Coach Chad Fyffe, Thomas Deck, Zach Cowan, and Jeffrey Kinley all here in just a minute. They finished second at the Region 7 tournament in Danville over on Saturday, and they have total of 8 kids that are going on to the state championship, 3-1 region championships over there. You've covered them a couple of times this year. They've had a tough season with injuries.
Yes, they have.
But pulled together and got 8 kids to the state, and we'll have a total of 12 kids altogether from the Madison County schools, with Madison Southern had 4 kids qualified for the state meet as well. So, like I said, Central finished second behind Lafayette. Lafayette just kind of had more kids. It kind of came down to a numbers game, and in the end,
hey, that's wrestling though.
You got to have somebody in every weight class to get points, and that's kind of how it works. But the top 4 from each weight class do move on to the state tournament, which is this weekend up at the All-Tech Arena in Lexington, just up there at the Kentucky Horse Park. So that'll be Friday, all the preliminaries, Saturday in the evening, and we've been up there the last couple of years. You were there 2 years ago when Thomas Deck won his first state championship.
Oh,
I was there
so
last
exciting.
year when he won his second state championship. So
it's a really, really fun atmosphere.
It's crazy.
If people want to come and support them, I mean, it's so big, and all the kids cheer, and it's really loud, and it's really, really fun.
Start off Friday morning with 8 mats going at once, and it just goes constantly for about 7 or 8 hours. As soon as one match is done, another one comes right up, and they just keep going, and once you lose, you go back into the consolation rounds, and you can go from there, and you can still try to battle your way into what they call the wrestlebacks and all that type of stuff. But we will have 12 kids there from Madison County in 11 different weight classes, so we'll have kids in 11 of the 14 different weight classes, so we'll have a good representation all the way around. You had Jeffrey Kinley, Jonathan Gilbert, and Zach Cowan from Madison Central. They all won region titles. Rocky Whitehead from Madison Southern, he won a region title. That's his first region title. And we'll talk some more about the Central kids in a little bit. But we also had a bunch of other kids who did not win qualify. Stephen Whitehead from Madison Southern, he finished second at 170. Thomas Deck was second at 132. Tyler Ritchie from Madison Central was second at 145. Noah Shipley of Central was second at 220. And the Central heavyweight, Kyron Jackson, he took third in the heavyweight division. And down at Madison Southern, we had Chris Begley, who also used to wrestle at Central.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he finished third at 126. And then Marcus Hutchinson from Central finished fourth at 160. And one of the cool stories of the tournament was at 106, Madison Southern's Amelia Foltz becomes the first female wrestler from Madison County to qualify for the boys' state championship. She won a state championship in the girls a couple weekends ago.
In a different weight class.
Yeah, 113.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but the girls can compete in both, and so she is the first one to do it. And actually, the Central girls, Central had a girl, Lacey Gilbert, who finished 5th, so she just missed out on going as well. So, and she's only a 7th grader, I believe. So, great future there for all those kids. But we will have the Central kids here in a minute. But you had a chance to talk to all 4 of the Southern kids who were going to the state the other day, and we have some video clips of that. So, and how was that talking to those guys?
It was great. They're all very excited, all very determined. A lot of them have, especially Rocky Whitehead, where he placed 4th last year, and then he won his first region title. So he's wanting to. He was 0-2 last year in state, so he's really wanting to get further, and that's kind of the mindset, is just to get as far as you can go. Amelia is very excited. She's ready to see the competition. She said, you know, her male competitors are a lot fiercer, and so she's ready. She's gaming up for that. So, and Stephen Whitehead's, you know, following right alongside his brother and doing really well. And
yeah. And props to Southern. They only had 8 kids, and they ended up finishing 9th in a very, very competitive region. So they didn't have a lot of kids, but the ones they did go up there, they got 4 of the 8 on the podium, and they're advancing the state. So congrats to them. And like I said, we got a little video of those kids, so we'll hear what they had to say about heading off to the state this weekend.
Okay, so this is Madison Southern wrestler Chris Bagley. He's a 9th grader, and he placed 3rd at region last Saturday. So tell me about the match.
The first day of region, I already got beat by this guy 10-13, and I knew how to go against him again. I had to wrestle smart and finally beat him in the end. So it was real accomplishing that I beat him the second time instead of him beating me.
Now, you were at regions last year and also finished 3rd, but you were in a different weight class. So you won in 126, yes, this season. So last season it was 106.
Yes.
So what was the growth and the difference like wrestling in 2 different weight classes?
It wasn't really much of a difference. It was just more different sizes because people didn't really cut all over the place like they do from 126 for me to 106. And it was just kind of bigger and stronger, you know. But also I grew too, so it was okay.
All right. So you were at state last year. Tell me about how that went.
It was okay. I didn't really make it to the second day, but it was at least fun to go as an 8th grader to state with high school.
So what are your goals this season coming into state?
Oh, I hope I win more matches than I did last year and do way better.
All right. And you'll be competing in the 126, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Excellent. And you also used to wrestle at Central. So what's kind of the difference between wrestling at Central and Southern?
Well, I really wrestled on their middle school team. I couldn't really, I wrestled with the high school a little, but it's just shifting coaches and shifting friends. It's not really much of a difference. Had to shift a little bit and move, you know.
So how do you think Southern's going to do at state?
I think we'll do pretty well.
All right. Okay, we're with Madison Southern wrestler Stephen Whitehead. He's a freshman, and he got runner-up at the regions last Saturday in Denville. So take me through that last match. Unfortunately, you lost in the final, so kind of tell me how you got the runner-up.
Well, I went into the match thinking I was just gonna try my best because I had versed the guy already and he already beat me. And I mean, he's ranked really high in state, so I kind of thought he was gonna lose because I wrestled him early in the year and he pinned me first round, but I was gonna try to do better this time, but he beat me first round. But it was still awesome that I got second.
Right. And this is your first time going to state. So kind of tell me what the emotions and feelings are and some of your goals.
I'm just kind of nervous to go to state because it's a different atmosphere than like other tournaments, because this one's actually like important about placing everything, because all the other tournaments are setting up for this tournament. And my goal honestly is probably to win a match because it's my first year, so it's better than my brother did last year. So.
Speaking of your brother, which is Rocky Whitehead, what's it like to be on the same team as your brother? And
it's pretty cool, but I mean it kind of sucks sometimes when he beats me and all, but it helps me in the long run, like him beating me up like that and stuff. So.
And how do you think Southern's going to do at state? What's kind of the outlook of the team?
Honestly, I think we're going to do pretty good this year. I think a lot of our guys have a chance of winning a couple matches in state this year.
So this is Madison Southern wrestler Rocky Whitehead. He won his first region title last Saturday in Danville. So take us through the match.
Coming into the tournament, I knew I would be a 1 seed, and I didn't really know much about the 2 seed because he hasn't wrestled a lot. So that was the only match I was nervous about. And when we first started, after I got the first takedown, I felt really confident about the match, and I knew kind of from that point I was going to win it. So I was really excited throughout the rest of the match.
So last year you finished 4th at region. So what was the difference maker this year?
Last year I was like not as strong as I was, and there was like tons of seniors in the bracket, so it didn't make it easier.
And you were talking about goals that you had set for you.
Oh yeah. As a freshman, I didn't know how good I would be at wrestling because I didn't get to wrestle my 8th year due to injury. And when I placed 4th in region, I kind of knew that I can, after all these seniors leave, I have a chance at being a region champion, so that was my goal.
Now, you wrestled at state last year. You were 0-2, so what are kind of your goals this year coming back?
Yeah, I was kind of anticlimactic last year at state because I showed up and lost. But my goal this year is to make it to the 2nd day and maybe get like 8th or 7th at state.
Well, since you're a region winner, I mean, do you have a little bit more confidence coming in?
Yeah.
All right. And how do you think Southern's going to do?
I think we'll do pretty good because most of our team got people that can beat in the first round, so that's good.
This is Madison Southern wrestler Amelia Folds. She's a junior, and she won the girls' state title just last week. So kind of tell me about that.
So I wrestled 4 matches. I won them all, and I pinned 2 of them, and then the other ones I won by points. It was at 113, but I normally wrestle at 106. But wrestling at 113, I got seated better. So the tournament went smoother for me by doing 113 instead of 106.
And you also competed at regions. So tell me about that. You got placed 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
So kind of tell me about how that match went.
I got seated at 3rd, so I got to bye the first round. And then I beat my first kid, and then I lost my other 2. One of them was against the kid I lost to earlier this year. And then my last match was for 3rd and 4th. It was the kid I had wrestled on Friday again. So I had to re-wrestle him, and that time he beat me. So I ended up going 4th.
But you were wrestling in a different weight class that time.
That's my normal weight class, is 106.
Okay. And tell me about what it's like to be the first female Madison County or Madison Southern wrestler to wrestle in the boys state tournament coming up.
I think it's pretty cool. Like, I came from a guys team though, so it's normal for me to wrestle with them. It's just what I've done always.
So what's it like? Is there a big difference between wrestling boys and wrestling girls?
Yes, the guys are more athletic and they've got better, like more strength and more speed, and most of them are more, like, they've done it for longer, so they've got better technique.
What are your goals going into state?
Well, I don't want to do too horribly, but I don't know. It's gonna be difficult.
All right. So, but how do you think your team's going to do?
I'm pretty confident.
My name is Brian Bertrand. I'm the head coach here at Madison Southern.
Okay, and you have some great wrestlers going to state. So, kind of took me through the regionals and how the lead up to this.
Regionals, we took a total of 8 wrestlers, 1 8th grader, 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior, I believe, if that's a total of 8. They're really young and they did a fantastic job. We fell short on 1 weight class that we thought he would advance to state, but you got to wrestle, so he didn't wrestle good enough to advance, but that's how that went. And we ended up with 4 qualifying out of the 8, so we did pretty good.
So tell me a little bit about these 4 wrestlers.
Well, Amelia Foltz, we'll start off with her 106 weight class. She came to us from North Dakota, I believe, and was really kind of surprised that as soon as she stepped out on the mat, her work ethic was just incredible, and her knowledge of the sport was, we knew we had someone special. So obviously she went, her record was, I believe, if I'm right, it was like 22 and 4 prior to regionals. So she did really well, and that's wrestling males and females all together, so she did great. Let's see, Chris Begley, he did a great job this year. Not as good as we kind of expected him to, but he worked his tail off. I mean, he really did, and to get place 3rd in our region was about where we projected him, because he's got Kinley from Central, who's a really tough wrestler. So we knew it would kind of be difficult for him. So he finished up right where we expected him to. Who else we got? Oh, geez, who's Stephen Whitehead? Stephen Whitehead. He was like him and his brother beat the heck out of each other in practices, and we knew that he was going to be one of the kids that our dark horse, if you will. He wrestled so well and fought his guts out. I mean, there's no other kid that you want on your team. You're just so proud of him. And he did a great job making it to the finals. So I mean, it's just he did fantastic, second place, and couldn't wipe the smile off my face after that day. And Rocky Whitehead, you know, he's an unbelievable kid. He works he's really one of the hardest workers in the room, and he puts out every effort that there is. I mean, he's another level of a wrestler. I mean, we're just so proud of him. He did a great job making it to the final in regions, and doing it, winning handedly. So I mean, he did a great job. We're proud of him.
So talked about the season thus far, how hard these kids had to work to get here, to get to go to state, and what the growth of the program's been like.
Well, I mean, that's at the beginning of the year. It's all about baby steps, getting them to a point where they're peaking out at the end of the season. So we gradually build them up, and push them harder as the year goes. And these kids have done a great job showing up every day and taking the beatings, if you will, during practices, and bettering themselves each week, which is the ultimate goal, is to better yourself during the week. So at the end of the season, you're wanting to make it to state and get on that podium at the end of the year.
So what are the expectations for state?
Always getting on that podium. Always getting on that podium. Realistically, you wanna just, your ultimate goal is to go through the first round and win. That is the ultimate goal. Making it past the first round. After that, hey, I could make it to the podium. So I mean, after that, then it's okay. This I guess butterflies after the first round. You get by that, you're okay. But we're so young. I mean, which is exciting. So I mean, other than having 2 juniors on the team, ladies, and then the rest are sophomores, freshmen, and 8th graders. So I mean, it's really kind of cool. The future for these guys it's going to be unreal.
Well, good luck at state. Congratulations on the region. So have fun.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much to the Madison Southern Wrestlers and their coach, Brian Bertrand, for taking the time and talking with us and telling us about regions and what their goals are for state.
Yeah, you called them after practice Tuesday, so that was kind of good stuff for them. And we'll be there Friday morning, bright and early, so check social media and stuff. We'll be keeping you updated on who's doing what, and then we'll probably be back Saturday evening, maybe to watch another state championship. Who knows?
Hope so.
Yeah, Thomas Steck going for the 3rd straight, so that would be awesome. Okay, well, while the wrestlers were duking it out there over in Danville, we had the region swimming meet over at the Eastern Kentucky's Donald Combs Natatorium on Saturday as well. It's made for a long day of action because the preliminaries were supposed to be on Friday. There was weather issues, some teams couldn't get here, so on Saturday we had to have timed finals. So we basically had to go through the entire field, and didn't come back for the finals, but they basically just kind of went through it and had the time finals, and whoever had the best results won. So made for a long day though, 6 or 7 hours over there, but a long day, but a very productive day. Madison County teams won 17 of the 24 events, and for the 2nd straight year, Madison Central won the girls title and the overall title, and the model boys won the boys title. So that's the 2nd straight year that's happened, and the Southern girls were 2nd as well. So we ended up with, like I said, 17 of the 24 events were won by Madison County teams. Model had 10 titles, Central had 6, and Southern had 1. So it was a good night for everyone involved, and a lot of those kids are moving on to state, which is going to be 2 weeks from now up in Lexington. It's back at UK after being at the U of L for quite a few years. So back up in Lexington again. So, and we did have 4 kids. Local kids who won 2 individual region titles. Models Victoria Taylor won the 200 free and the 100 breast. Models Olivia Stotts won the 200 IM and the 100 free. Models Isaac Brown won the 200 IM and the 100 butterfly. And Central's Isabella Cooksey won the 500 free and the 100 back. Models Colin Jackson also won the 100 backstroke. Central girls swept all 3 relays. Models boys swept all 3 relays. So we kind of dominated those competitions. And one of the cool things about the region was they had the diving. They can't have the diving at Eastern. The pool is not suited to do that. They've even taken the diving board out of there. It's not even a board. So they have to have that earlier in the week up at UK. Madison Southern's Flannery Patterson had won that the last couple of years, but this year she got knocked off by her younger sister.
Youngest sister.
Youngest of the 3 Patterson sisters. Reagan, an 8th grader, she ended up beating her sister. She was in 2nd place behind Flannery after the semifinals, but came up and got her. So those kids and the other sister as well will all be advancing off to the state next week. So that's pretty cool. But the top 2 in every event qualify along with a bunch of at-large bids, and they'll put a list of those out pretty soon with all that. But there'll be plenty of Madison County kids up at the pool at UK, which is, I guess it's February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So it's good to have it back in Central Kentucky again after being in Louisville.
I know, right? Closer drive.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, in addition to region wrestling and region swimming, we also had a regional archery competition. It was the Kentucky NASB Region 10 meet over in Stamford, and the Madison County teams, as they usually do, kind of took control and kind of swept everybody and took all the titles like they usually seem to do. But in the high school division, Madison Central took 1st place, Southern was 3rd, Model was 5th, and Central's Macy Roach had the best overall score of anybody in the tournament, male, female, whatever, anybody, 298. Which is almost perfect. 300 is perfect. So
right, so congrats.
Yeah, at the middle school competition, it was Caudle in 1st place and Model in 4th. It was Model's Rebecca Smith, who shot a 291 to have the best overall score. And in the elementary division, it was Glenn Marshall taking 1st place. Kingston was 3rd, and Kingston's Braden Cooper at 275 had the best score. So congratulations to them. There's a lot of archery coming up. There'll be a KHSAA regional as well, and then there'll be a KHSAA state, there'll be a NASP state, there'll be a NASP world, there'll be then there's 3D competitions and virtual competitions. So we're talking about a lot of archery coming up here in the coming weeks, and we have a ton of kids who do that in this county.
Yes, we do.
It's really amazing how much it's grown. So we got word Monday morning of kind of a really cool thing. We told you a couple weeks ago that Madison Central's Kiara O'Shea was named the Kentucky Gatorade Female Cross Country Runner of the Year.
As a freshman.
Yeah, and it's an award that's not only based on athletics, but it's also based on academics and community service and stuff like that as well. And then we got the word this Monday that her brother, senior Connor O'Shea, had won the boys award, which according to Madison Central Athletic Director Robbie Cooksey contacted the Gatorade people, and they say that no pair of siblings had ever won it in the same year. They'd had won in different years, but not in the same year. So it was really cool. I got to talk to him on Monday, and just typical. Both those kids are just so
great.
They're just so, and they're so humble, and and he's like, I didn't think I was gonna win.
And
they're just such quiet, humble kids. And,
they are.
And but he does a lot of work with his youth group over at St. Mark, and they do a lot of work with food pantries and raising that kind of thing to help people who need food and assistance. And he's also very active in the youth group over there doing 4-H camps and stuff like that. So
yeah, that award just doesn't focus on the athletics. It's all about the community service and your academics. And
okay, and on Monday night you had a chance to go over, and we don't get a chance to cover a lot of middle school sports. I know people a lot of times ask us about that, but it's just us. And so we have four high schools. We have EKU, we have Brigg College, and then all the other kind of stuff that goes on. So we don't get a chance to go out to middle school stuff very often. But again, kind of a special night over at Clark Moore's on Monday. You were there. Tell us about it.
Well, B. Michael Cottle, their 8th grade team, undefeated.
Volleyball, volleyball team.
Yeah, they did. They won their 3rd straight conference title and had to battle a really good Fairstown team, and they got it. They got it in the last 2 sets. So they went down in the first set and got it in the past 2 sets, and they were very excited. It's pretty remarkable that all 3 years that they've been in middle school, they have not lost a conference game. So it's really remarkable for those 8th graders, and they did a really good job. And Cottle also won the 7th grade title, but Clark Moore's picked up the 6th grade title.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you had a chance to talk to some of those kids and the coach.
Yes.
So we have some video of that, so let's listen to them.
Hi, my name's Avery Rigby. My name's Bailey Hensley. My name's Emma Carter. And we just won. I just want won the championship?
We won it 3 years in a row. I think by far this has definitely been our best game that we've played and our best competitors. And
It's a great competition.
yeah,
You can tell that both teams have improved, and this year we kind of had to challenge ourselves, which was good.
Yeah.
we've been undefeated since 6th grade. So it was pretty cool.
I am very proud of everyone that did step up to the challenge, and
that was pretty cool to win all 3 years.
So undefeated. I mean, how does that feel?
That was big.
And they kept it pretty close on you guys. The first set,
Really tough.
what was your coach kind of telling you when you were going into the second set? Because you guys came out just banging.
Well,
she said to like calm down. We were being too stressed out about everything.
yeah, she just told us to like take a chill because you could tell that we were all really tense. So that hurted and hurt our play.
Now tell me about your teammate on the phone that's FaceTiming you.
She had the flu, and she has been one of our most loud players, and she always is the one to make us feel good when
She's really
things like that happen.
And
She brings the team up, so we were FaceTiming her to talk to her because she couldn't be here tonight.
and what's her name?
Jenna Caldwell.
Well, thank you, Jenna. Well, congrats, ladies.
Thank you.
So you guys got another championship. Tell me about it. I mean, Cottle has just been undefeated, these ladies in 8th grade.
These 8th grade girls, I've had a lot of them for 4 years. I had them as 5th graders. They're a big bunch of competitors. They're good in every sport they play. They're excellent kids with great parents, and I appreciate having them for 3+ years.
And now they're gone.
And now they're gone.
What's kind of the emotion of this game? And
Well, the hard part is one of them couldn't be here tonight. She's the heart and soul of this team, and she has the flu. So her not being here really brought me down. But the girls fought hard for her.
Yeah, I know they were FaceTiming her, and the girls said that, yeah, they really missed her presence. But Ferristown came to battle.
Yep.
You guys really had kind of a slow start in the first set.
We tend to do that. We like to have a deficit and then try to come back from it. Shows them what we're made of. But they fight hard. A little bit, it's a lot of adrenaline. A lot of adrenaline, they're hitting things out, hitting things harder than usual, and not breathing.
But that, I don't know what you told them in the second set, but they came out very strong.
Again, they just gotta breathe. Just gotta breathe. They're a good bunch of girls. They know how to play. They're overthinking, and when they stop overthinking, they do what they're supposed to do.
Well, obviously a worthy another championship against a pretty good opponent. Just talk about the excellence of this program. And
I've been here 5 years. This is my 5th. I started with my daughter in the 8th grade. Sometimes we don't have the most athletic teams or the most talented teams, but they always find a way to win. That's one thing about Cottle is they breed champions.
Very special night. Congratulations. Thank you, Coach.
Well, congrats to Janet Thacker and the B. Michael Cottle volleyball team. Like they said, 3 straight years of undefeated conference play and 3 straight championships. So congratulations to them. We appreciate them having us out and talking to us. So it was very cool. So transition now to basketball. We finally get to basketball. Some weeks we don't talk about anything but basketball, but there was so much other stuff going on. But we talk about college basketball. EKU men were back on the road again this week. Make the trip to Illinois. They picked up a win over Eastern Illinois on Thursday. 91-84. Eastern Illinois had not lost a home game. They were undefeated at home. So that was good, and that pushed their winning streak to 6 straight games. But then, unfortunately, on Sunday they were Saturday they were kind of shorthanded and went over to SIUE Edwardsville, and unfortunately couldn't pick up a win, 83-75. You watched that game. I guess Rashard Cruikshank was out. Houston King is out. Darius Hicks is out.
Yeah, there's so many injuries. They're without a lot of scholarship players right now. Unfortunately, Jacquez Hobbs had a head injury and had to sit out a couple of the games, but it kind of happened the same way with Rashard. He kind of got injured in the EIU game, and then he was trying really hard during warm-ups. He was like, I'm ready to play at SIUE, and he had some symptoms, and they were like, no, you can't play. So the guys right after warm-ups had to rotate and figure out what they were going to do. But Michael Marino stepped up.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it was a couple of big games on the road. He was named the OVC Freshman of the Week. They have Moorhead tonight, Thursday, and then they're at Saturday at Austin Peay, who's in second place right now. They are 9-3. They are tied for third place, 12-13 overall. And Randy and I, once again, Tuesday tradition for us, we went over after practice and talked to him, and had a chance to talk to Coach A.W. Hamilton, and we had a little fun with Trey King and Cameron Carmichael. You saw it. We had a little Valentine's fun with them. So, but here's what those guys had to say, kind of reflecting on last week and looking ahead to this weekend. All right, we're here at EKU's McBrayer Arena with men's basketball coach A.W. Hamilton. Welcome back after a week on the road.
Good to see you back.
Yeah, like a tradition here. I like this.
I know, I like it.
Every
We got to
Tuesday
keep it
night.
going.
Yes. Well, no, you're disappointed you didn't win the Saturday game. You did beat EIU on Thursday.
Yeah.
Went into the Saturday game against SIU a little shorthanded, but 50-50 on the road is always better than 0-2, and in the league you got to win those road games. So 1 out of 2 is better than none out of 2. So.
Yeah, listen, Eastern Illinois was a very good win for us. They were 7-0 in their building. So for us to go in there and win that game, I was proud of our guys. And look, we had a lot of adversity going into SIUE. We lose Shad with the concussion. That hurt us some, but we just didn't play very well. We didn't shoot the ball very well. We go 7 for 37 from the 3. Missed way too many free throws. But it's a game we got to learn from, and we got to respond this week.
Yeah, you guys, man, about the injuries, it seems like every week it's somebody. I mean,
let's don't do one this week. We don't need one this week.
You guys have. I mean, Hobbs has been out, and obviously now it's Cruikshank is out, and but I mean, Houston King is out still. I mean, you guys have just had to keep plugging people in.
Broughton, Darius Hicks. I mean, the list goes on and on now.
Yeah, so you just got to keep plugging people in and keep going. I mean, this next man up mentality.
It's part of the game, though. You can't make excuses. Injuries happen, and so I wish we could have responded a little bit better on Saturday. But listen, we just couldn't get the shot to fall in. I mean, we got great looks. They just wouldn't fall. It was just one of those games.
Yeah. And I guess the flip side of the injuries is people have a chance to step up. And Big Michael Marino, he had a chance to step up. And 2 great games, was the OVC Freshman of the Week. And so that creates opportunities for other people to step in.
No question. Look, Michael is getting better every time we play. And he's getting more comfortable on the offensive end. He's getting more comfortable shooting threes and being a little more aggressive. So he's a tremendous player. And it's scary how good the kid's going to be. I mean, it really is. Some of the plays he makes inside the game, you just stand over there and just say, wow, how did he do that, Yeah,
well, looking ahead, obviously you got the rivalry game on Thursday at Moorhead. Your second year being part of the rivalry, talk about what you've experienced so far out of it.
No, it's a huge game. It's a great rivalry. I think it's the oldest rivalry in the OVC. It's a rivalry we've come up on the short end, as of late. I think in the last 8 games that we've played Moorhead, we've won 1. And again, so it's a big game. We've got so many Kentucky kids on our roster. I'm a Kentucky guy, so growing up, you see this rivalry, and you know how big a game it is. So we're excited to play the game.
Yeah, and 9-3, sitting in 3rd place, and then Saturday you can make the trip down to P as a team who's ahead of you. So that's obviously another huge game too.
Yeah, and look, they're really good. They're having a great season. So it'll be a tough challenge on the road. But we got great opportunity in front of us. This is a big weekend for us.
Okay. All right. Well, Friday's Valentine's Day. You want to say Happy Valentine's Day to anybody?
I got to say it to my wife. I love my wife. I can't believe you married me. Look at me. I'm not a good-looking guy. My wife's a lot prettier than me. But it's my daughter's birthday on Thursday, so she's a Valentine's baby. So it's a big week. It's a big week.
All right. Well, I guess the perfect present would be a win over Moorhead.
Yeah, we're even going to let her come to the game. So she's going to get to stay up late on a school night and hang out with her mom, and that'll be fun. So
she's going 3 or 4?
She's going to be 6.
6? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck to you guys. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, we're here at EKU's McBrayer Arena, and we're here with Cameron Carmichael and Trey King, the EKU men's basketball team. They came off a weekend where they went up to EIU and picked up a win, and then lost on Saturday to SIUE. Cameron, I guess you guys disappointed you didn't complete the sweep, and your winning streak was broken, but 1-1 on the road is still, in the league, is still a good thing, and so moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, every road game in the OVC is tough, so to come out with the win is always good, and we're just going to try to get back to work and get back to what we've been doing the rest of the OVC play.
And Troy, you guys obviously have had so many injuries this year, and Richard goes down on Thursday, and so you guys were really shorthanded in that game against against SIUE. So kind of walk us through that game and how it kind of went.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a lot of adversity this year. It's not new for us for real, but Shad was a big hurt for us. I mean, we knew he was up till game time, and coach said he couldn't go for us, and we couldn't really pick him up because he brings a lot of energy. But we know what we got to do now, so we're good.
This is one of the SIU games. Is one of those games where you couldn't hit shots. Like 37 threes, and they just weren't falling it.
Yeah, you have those nights every once in a while, but we forced turnovers. We got deflections. We were on the offensive glass, so we did all those things well. But shots just didn't fall, and it cost us in the end. So.
Yeah, and I mean, despite that, you're still 9-3. You're still tied for third place. So you guys are sitting in a good position with 6 games to go. Talking about kind of where you guys are at right now.
Yes, sir. We're definitely moving in the right direction. We're proud of how we've been working, how we've been coming every day to practice, but we're definitely not satisfied. We won't be satisfied till we get the OVC championship.
Yeah, moving closer to clinching the first berth in 5 years in the tournament, so that's obviously a big goal for everybody. Yeah. So talk about you guys have been part of it now for a couple of years. The BKU Moorhead rivalry. Obviously, it's an ancient rivalry. It goes back like 1,000 years. It seems like. Talk about your experiences in it so far.
Yeah, I mean it's always a fun game. It's always a good atmosphere. The students are into it, the fans are into it. A lot of alumni come, so it's always a good experience for me. I always enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely fun and competitive. It means even more to us when we get the win. So let's try and pull it out this week.
Yeah, and Saturday obviously will be an even bigger test going down to P. They're the team that's ahead of you guys in the standings. So talk about those guys.
Yeah, they got a really good team, and like I said before, every OVC road game is tough. So we got to come ready to play and ready to play hard and ready to stop whatever they throw at us.
I want to ask Trey this. Us normal human beings will never know what it's like to dunk a basketball, and you make it look so easy. How old were you the first time you dunked a basketball?
First time I dunked a basketball, I was 13 or 14 years old. So
you had 4 in a game the other day, didn't you? The EIU game you had 4?
Yeah, something like that, 4.
Yeah, it makes it look so. I bet you've never been able to dunk that.
I don't know. I'll let Trey answer that one.
Have you ever seen him dunk?
I've seen him dunk a couple times.
Really?
We don't know if it's been a 10-foot goal, but I mean,
no, it's 10-foot. I promise.
I never even could touch the ring, so that's still uncommon. Sorry, so Valentine's Day is Friday, so we're gonna have a little fun with you guys here. So here's some of these little conversation, chalky little candy hearts here. So open those up, pick out one and dedicate it to somebody. It can be your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, your coach, anybody you want to dedicate one to. So go through there and look at it and just pick one out and have a little fun with it there. They're kind of hard to read, aren't they? You don't have to use any names. You can just,
I'm gonna dedicate this one to my mom, the queen bee, the head lady in my life. So this is for you, Mom.
What does it say there?
It says sweet, just like her.
Nice. So. I got a sweet too, so I'm gonna choose a different one.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. I can't read that.
Yeah, some of them are hard to read. I opened one up earlier.
All right, I'll go with this one now. This one says "Be Mine." I'm gonna dedicate this one to 2 W's this week.
Nice.
Be mine.
There you go.
All
Absolutely.
right.
So, all right. Well, you guys back out on the road again. So good luck to you guys. We'll be watching you guys, and then we'll be back next week after that. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys again. So keep it going.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on all your success. That's okay. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, well, we appreciate those guys always having us out there. We have a lot of fun with those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
It's cool they let us kind of cut up and do stupid things, and
they're such great guys. So, I mean, everybody on that team, high quality character guys.
So we'll hopefully go back out next week, and I'll pull something. I'll silly out to talk about with them. So we'll go from there. The EKU women had lost 5 straight. They lost on Thursday at EIU. They lost bad, 85-38 loss to EIU. Bounced back Saturday, though, and snapped a 5-game winning streak with a 68-38 win over SIUE. That was the biggest win, OVC win for them since 2007 as far as margin. That was the biggest margin of victory since 2007. So they snapped that losing streak, and they swept SIUE. They beat them here as well. So sitting there at 9-14, 3-9 on the OVC. They're in 9th place, so they got some work to do to try to get into that 8th spot, to try to get a spot in the tournament. So Terry Goodlett had 20 points, and Quay Stanton had 16 points and 3 steals in the win over SIUE. And Leah Green had a couple of good games, and she was the OVC Newcomer of the Week. That's the 3rd time she's done that. We said that a few times here recently.
Yeah, right.
So, the Rick College women last week had a couple of games, and they won last Wednesday. After we filmed our show, that win clinched the 3rd straight Western Division title for them in the USA South. And on Saturday, they could have clinched a chance to host the USA South tournament.
Right.
But that old nemesis, Piedmont College, came into Seabury Center and beat them 62-55. Lady Mountaineers shot 18% from the field. A dreadful performance, and still almost won. But so at this point, they have one loss there. They are 14-1 in the conference. William Peace is 13-1 over in the Eastern Division. They have 2 games left. Berea has 1 game left. I'm not sure how the tiebreaker works. If they both finish at 15-1, I'm not sure how that would work. I'm going to try to find out about that. But we still have a chance to host the tournament here. I know William Peace has the 2 games they have left. One is against the last place team, and one is against kind of a middle, the team kind of in the middle of the standings. So it doesn't look like they're going to lose. So they could both finish at 15-1, and then we'll go from there. But Berea College will wrap up the regular season Saturday at home versus Wesleyan College. So, and the Berea College men are playing tonight after we film this, but at this point they have lost 5 straight. They're 9-12 overall, 5-9 in the USA South, tied for 4th place. So they are right on that verge of not making the tournament either. So that is not good for them. But still some games left. Their regular season goes on beyond the women's, so they have some time to catch up. So they only played 1 game last week. They lost to on the road at North Carolina Wesleyan 99-77. Quay Charlton had 18 points and 5 rebounds, and Andrew Doty had 12 points. And like I said, they played at home Wednesday as we were filming this against Maryville, and then Saturday they're at Piedmont College. So best of luck to them as they try to snap that streak and get back in the hunt to get to the postseason. So switching over to high school basketball, I think probably the biggest story of the week was the draw. There's a 44th district draw every year. It's like everybody's on pins and needles to see what happened, and they don't seed, so we have a draw, and it's always comes with a lot of controversy, and just for just the second time in 11 years, Central and Southern drew each other. So I know a lot of people. You hear a lot of people kind of wringing their hands about this, that, oh, they play each other. Like, no, actually, they don't. And this is the first time since 2015, so this is only the second time since 2008 that they've played each other in the first round. So definitely the draw is always a very funny thing. You go over there, and obviously it gets a little kind of nervous, and people kind of the 2 small schools don't want to seed. The 2 bigger schools do want to seed, and so it always comes up, and there's always a little bit of controversy, and usually it gets shot down. And I think the Central coach Robbie Cook, or Central athletic director Robbie Cooks, he kind of handled it the right way. He said, "Hey, did we even need to vote on this? Is it going to be 2-2?" And everybody said, "Yeah, it's going to be 2-2. So let's not even bother to vote on it." So, but
very diplomatic.
yeah, that's how it is, though. I mean, it should make for a very fun atmosphere. It's going to be in a couple of weeks. From McBrayer Arena. It's actually the first round games will be Central and Southern on Monday, February 24th, and Berea and Model will play both boys and girls games on the Tuesday, the 25th, over at McBrayer. And the championship games will be Friday, February 28th at McBrayer as well. Those are 6 and 7:45 each night. So should be fun. Come out and watch it. Don't sit home and watch it on a
come out, be
crappy
loud. Support your
YouTube.
teams.
Yeah, don't watch a crappy YouTube feed. Come out and spend a little bit of money and enjoy the atmosphere. It's more fun in person. Trust me. So the actual games, we'll try to blow through these real quick. It really wasn't a great week for any of our teams. A lot of kind of mixed results. But the Madison Central boys actually picked up a couple of wins last week before suffering a loss. They are now 11-15 on the season. They beat Harrison County 85-48 on Thursday, and they beat Seneca 75-72 on Saturday. We'll talk a little bit more about that game in a second. And then they lost to Lexington Catholic 78-75 Tuesday in overtime up in Lexington. The Seneca game was awesome. It was Saturday night. After I got done with the swimming, I went over there. Had a 13 or 14 point lead. Couldn't hold on to it. Seneca comes back and ties it. And we have a little video clip to show you here that my daughter actually shot. So shout out to my daughter. She was there with me. But tie game, 75-75, and it was Braden Ray with a 3-pointer that won it. And it wasn't right at the buzzer.
Clutch, ice in his veins.
It wasn't right at the buzzer, but it was pretty close. They got a chance to inbound the ball.
Just say it was at the buzzer.
It was close enough. So they got they picked up that hard-fought win, and that was kind of fun. Now the game on Tuesday against Lexington Catholic went to overtime. Cole Brown went off 37 points, career high, but it wasn't enough. They ended up falling in overtime to Lexington Catholic. So like I said, they are now 11-15 on the season. They'll be back at home Friday against Walton Verona. So come on out and check those guys out. The Madison Southern boys, you saw them a couple of times here recently. They lost to Dunbar last Wednesday, and then lost to GRC in double overtime Tuesday in that sparkling new Geez.
Man, that place is
cathedral over
nice.
in Clark County. My lord.
Good job.
Yeah. But
it took them a long time to build that, right?
Yeah. The school's been open for a couple of years. They just haven't actually had the gym open. They just opened the football field this year too, so they're finally getting around to
Very nice facilities.
Yep. And the double overtime loss to GRC, Hunter Buchanan had 23 points and 7 3-pointers, and Chad Fyffe had 22 points and 12 rebounds, and they'll be at home Friday night against Harlan County. The Berea boys are now 17-6 on the year. They had their 7-game winning streak snapped on Tuesday down at Corbin, 67-57. They did pick up a win earlier on Saturday, 88-59 over St. Patrick. But in the win over Corbin, Jaden Smith had 14 points and 5 rebounds. Jalen Dorsey had 12 points, 5 steals, 4 assists, and Quentin Morgan had 12 points. And they'll be back in action today, Thursday, at Franklin County. And I'm just trying to blow through this as fast as I can. Our guests are here. We don't want to keep them waiting. They've been very nice to come over here, and we don't want to keep them waiting too long. So the Model Boys, they picked up back-to-back wins on the road to snap out of a long losing streak they were in. They beat Casey County on Saturday 61-51, and they beat Nichols County in overtime Monday 70-65. Then they came home and lost to Danville on Tuesday in a boy-girl doubleheader over there as well. But during all that, Camden Stan, the senior, he set the new single-season record for three-pointers made in the season with 48.
Wow.
And Ethan Bailey, another kid, is right behind him at 45, so he may go past him too. So they may have to compete to see who, at the end of the year, who has the record. But they'll be back in action today at home against the Well Springs Guardians, who they lost to earlier this year.
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
So that'd be interesting. So to see the rematch there. So on the girls' side, Madison Central had a 4-game winning streak until they went over to Garrett County on Monday and lost to the Golden Lions over there, 59-43. But earlier in the week, they beat Estill County 57-56 on Friday, and they beat Harrison County 48-31 on Saturday at home. The Estill County game was crazy. Went back and forth, and Estill County actually drew a foul with .01 left, and the kid went to the Estill County. Went to the line and missed both free throws. It kind of hard to watch that. I mean, I'm glad our kids won, but it was hard to watch her miss both of those, and she was definitely kind of devastated by that.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
Yeah, but she. That was a tough loss. And the very first play of the game, they ran a set for Talia Todd. She went in and got a layup, and it was her 1,000th point. So, congratulations to her. And the Harrison County game on Saturday was kind of crazy too. They were down huge at the half, and only allowed 9 points in the second half, and came storming back to pick up that win. So, in the Harrison County game. Jakari McKeithen had 16 points and 20 rebounds, so another huge double-double.
As always.
For the senior post player, she's a monster in there. And against Garrett County, the loss, they only shot 27%, which is a big reason why they lost. And Talia Todd had 18 points in that game. They're back in action tonight, Thursday, at home against Rockcastle. The Berea girls had a tough schedule this week. They fell to 13-12 with a couple of losses. They lost at home to Lafayette, 51-34 on Friday. And on Monday, they went up to Lexington and lost 52-33 to Henry Clay. In the Lafayette game, Madison Howell had 10 points, and then she also had 7 points and 5 rebounds in the Henry Clay game. I feel like I'm talking really fast, but I'm just trying to get through all this. There's so much. You wouldn't believe how much information we printed out to read here. It's a tremendous amount of information.
It's 9 pages.
Yes.
A very small type.
Yes. They'll be back in action Friday against at Jackson County. So the Battle of Big Hill, as they say. Mm-hmm. The Model girls have hit a little snag here at the end of the season. They're now 16-8. They have lost 4 of the last 5. On Saturday, they lost at Clinton County 54-49 down in Albany. And then on Tuesday, they lost at home to Paris 45-35. In the Clinton County game, Keaton Hall had 17 points. And the loss to Paris, McKenna Tuttle had 11 points. And they'll be at home today. It was supposed to be against Kentucky Country Day, but then they told me they had canceled and they were looking for another game, but hopefully they'll have a game tonight against some opponent from somewhere.
We don't know where. Mystery opponent.
It was supposed to be Kentucky Country Day, but they had a bunch of kids sick, so we'll have to see how that goes. And you got a chance to catch Madison Southern girls on Monday, right?
Yes. No, Tuesday.
Okay. It all runs together, like I said.
County, yeah.
But they lost a couple games this week, and now they've lost 5 straight.
Yeah, they've lost 5 straight. They lost to Campbell County Saturday at home, 65-56, and then on Tuesday they took on a very, very good shooting Casey County team.
It's a top 10 team.
Oh man, they just shoot lights out, and they were running poor Sam Corneliuson off the 3-point line and just making it very difficult. But I mean, they were able to have a little bit of a lead in the second quarter, and they only trailed by 1 point at halftime. But Casey County came out in that third quarter and just lit them up, 11-0 run, and just didn't look back. But it was they lost. The Lady Eagles lost 68-45. But against Campbell County, they had 4 players in double figures. Corneliuson had 14 points. Allie Richardson had 13 points. And then in Casey County, nobody was in double figures. But Sunny Walters did have 9 points, and Samantha Corneliuson also had 9 points. So they'll be back at home today versus Lafayette. So another tough stretch of games. They're really trying to prepare. Allie Turley was telling me, he knew that this stretch was going to be, this past stretch of games is going to be really rough on them, but they're trying to look forward to districts and region and trying to really prepare and go up against some pretty tough competition, kind of baptism by fire. So
that is true. Well, lots of action. I hope I didn't talk too fast. My wife always complains I talk too fast, but
you do talk too fast.
Trying to get trying to mention all these people and all these kids, and that's what we're here to do, is try to highlight their accomplishments. And so we're just trying to get as much out there as we can. And like I said, our guests are here. We don't want to keep them waiting. People are nice enough to come here and be on our show. We don't want to make them wait all day, so we're trying to blow through that as fast as we possibly can. So, but we do appreciate you watching. Like I said, we do appreciate you every week, and the numbers are great. We crunch some of the numbers, and it's incredible how many people actually watch this silly little show that we do.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it, and we do appreciate our guests being here. So
yeah, and if we did talk too fast, I mean, always go to our website, look at Twitter, Facebook. You'll find stories there, information, scores, all the stats that we discussed. So
yeah, check us out on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, we're Richmond R Sports, and on Facebook, we're
Register Sports.
Register Sports. So check us out, and we'll be right back with Madison Central Wrestling coach Chad Fyffe and Tom Steck.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta.
Well, welcome back. We are here with Madison Central Wrestling coach Chad Fyffe and Thomas Steck, 2-time state champion. So guys, you guys went over to Danville, the Region 7 meet last week. Second place against obviously a Lafayette team that had a lot more depth than you guys did. You guys still had 8 kids going on to state, so talk about the region last week, Coach.
Okay. We competed well as a team. The majority of our team stepped up and performed either as expected or above, which was really good. We had 9 in the semifinals and ended up with 6 in the finals. And then we qualified 8 as a team, which is a good number. And I think we had 3 region champs, 2 runners-up, 3 runners-up. Mm-hmm. So it was good. Lafayette did a great job. We knew it was going to be competitive going in. And so I was very happy with our team. They put a lot of hard work in and competed, I think, very close to the best of our ability that we could have. So I was pleased.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have had a great year despite having some injuries. I mean, you lose Deshaun Gowdy during football season, so you didn't have him at all. Yeah. Thomas has dealt with some injury problems, and he's missed some time. He's back now, but you've had some other kids that have missed some time with some injuries. So kind of talk about.
Yeah, Wyatt Allen, Deshaun, definitely 2 starters that preseason we were hoping they'd do big things, but fortunately they're out. Thomas has been out, but he's back now. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta go with what you got, and then that's part of the sports. Obviously, you don't want to see injuries, So
yeah. Well, we talked on the phone the other night, and you was kind of joking with you about the hashtag you guys have been using on a lot of your social media with the Legion of Lightweights, and that's definitely where the strength of this team was and most of your, because of the injuries, that's kind of where a lot of your success was. So the lighter weights were kind of where you had the most success.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's and they've earned it is the thing too. The lighter weight kids that we have, they train almost year round, and they put more time into it. And in wrestling, you're gonna get the results based on the amount of time you put into it. So, I mean, our lighter weight guys put more time into it and have more success.
Yeah, Jonathan Gilbert. Yeah, Jonathan Gilbert at 113 won his second straight region championship, and then Jeffrey Kinley at 126, his third straight region championship, and Zach Cowan, a junior, he won his second straight region championship as well. So all lightweights as well. But you did have some heavier guys. Your heavyweight finished third. Yep, third.
Kyron Jackson. Wrestled for me in middle school and came back. And I think he may be the strongest kid in our high school if you look at the weightlifting boards. And he's developing the technique, and he elevated. He's one that stepped up. He's only been training a short time, but he did really good. He has a lot of heart, and he likes the sport. He likes to go out there and battle, and so proud of him. Noah Shipley, another football player, he's done well at the heavier weight.
Yeah, second at 220.
Yeah, got runner up. He's another one that kind of, for the amount of time that they've been wrestling, I mean, they've done great to make the region finals in third place and qualify. That's huge.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk to Thomas here for a minute. I mean, we've watched you the last 2 years up at Alltech get your arm raised and win that state championship. And you actually haven't, I guess it's been 3 years since you actually lost a match. You've had a couple of injury defaults. But
yes, sir.
Remember the last time you actually lost a high school match?
Yeah.
Like a state championship, 3 years ago?
Yes, I remember it quite vividly, actually. Because I ended up wrestling the same kid in the finals the next year. And I lost to him third and fourth freshman year. So it was kind of nice to get kind of a little payback for that loss, my last loss freshman year.
Yeah, because your record actually is technically 24-2, but those were both injury defaults. So
injury defaults, yes, sir.
Yeah, of course you've been dealing with some knee injuries, and you actually did get to the region final, but you decided to take an injury default. You already qualified for the state, so you decided not to wrestle in the championship match. Kind of, what was your thinking coming into that?
Well, I mean, if I did wrestle, I probably could have won the match, but I just my goal is the state championship, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like risking it this early after surgery, so I just wanted another week to get fully healed and then try to win another state title.
Yeah, because you had both knees, right?
No, just the one knee,
okay.
Twice.
Twice,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
One knee
It's
twice.
one that happened back over the summer, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it was the really cool moment. I've been covering sports for 1,000 years, but one of the really cool moments last year was when you and your brother were both in the finals, and it was almost more entertaining to watch you on the sidelines rooting for your brother, but it was just really cool. You won your match, won a state championship, and got your medal, and then you went out there and watched your brother, and I never seen anybody root harder for their brother in anything than that. It was really one of the cool moments. And unfortunately, Gentry wasn't able to win the state championship. And I think you were more devastated than he was afterwards.
Yeah, I actually wasn't supposed to be down on the mat side. In the last 15 seconds, some guy came over and told me to go over where I'm supposed to be. So the last 15 seconds, I kind of was walking over and watching at the same time. But yeah. That was tough, but I mean, it happens. I mean, just like in anything in sports, there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser. So.
Yeah. All right, so you'll be in the 132 weight class this weekend at Alltech. Kind of, how do you think if your knee holds up, how do you think you stack up with the rest of the competition?
I'm going in ranked number 1, so I mean, I'm pretty confident in that I'll perform. But like I said, anything can happen. So I mean, just gotta stay focused, and not take anything for granted, and just enjoy my last run.
Yeah, make one last shot at do a three-peat there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And of course, the other big news for you recently was your appointment to West Point. You got that from Congressman Andy Barr. So just talk about going to the.
I got my appointment last week. I'm just stoked because I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to get my appointment because of like injury. But I mean, after like a little bit, I did end up getting the appointment. So I'm extremely honored to be receiving that, and hopefully I'll be wrestling there next year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I guess Gentry was going to go there as well, but he had an injury as well, so he was not able to go there. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So it would have been cool to be reunited with him.
Yeah. So I have like mixed feelings about it. Like I wanna go West Point and serve, but also like my brother having to watch me go to West Point. But I'm sure, I think he's like proud that I'm going.
Mm-hmm. And you were telling me he's at UK now, right? Is he studying at UK?
Yes, sir. Sports medicine, I think.
Yeah. I've never seen two brothers that are as close as these kids. I mean, you've been around them for quite a few years now. They're definitely tight.
They're a special group of. They're definitely both special in their own ways, but they're dedicated and disciplined, and I'm extremely proud of both of them. So very proud of both of them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if he doesn't have problems with his knee, you told me the other day you think he'll roll through the bracket or has a chance. Let's not make it that prediction, but he definitely has a chance to win a third straight pretty easily. You think? Or not easily. I shouldn't say that. Other people are going to see this. He definitely has a good chance to win a third straight.
Yeah. I've told him. I mean, I have the utmost confidence in him and his mindset and ability to compete. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Okay. A little bit more about your background. You told me the other night you came out of that Woodford County domination era when they really dominated high school wrestling in the state. You said your senior year was 2006, and I guess that was the last state championship they won. So talk about your high school career.
Well, I transferred my senior year to Woodford County.
Okay.
And it was a great decision that I made. I wanted to improve my wrestling skills and wrestle in college, and it was good. Yeah, it was a great room. 2006, we won the state championship, and I learned a lot. I had good coaching along the way at different schools, and sought out the best training, and it was a great experience. And wrestled at the University of Cumberland for a couple of years. Then I joined the Marine Corps and came back to EKU to go to college, and here I am now. Yeah. Decided I wanted to teach and coach. Wrestling played a huge part in my life. Wrestling did. When I was in high school, I needed wrestling, and then so I wanted to get into education and coach, and then to provide that opportunity for kids that wrestling might help. So that's my passion behind wrestling. I know it can impact kids' lives.
And martial arts, did you like martial arts?
I did, yeah, I like that. Yeah, did a little mixed martial arts too, wrestling. And it's good. It's good it teaches life lessons, and like we talked about earlier, you can't cheat wrestling. You can't cheat martial arts. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. So it's just it teaches great life skills for kids, and so I like it a lot.
Okay. Well, obviously we know this young man has won two straight state championships. Jonathan Gilbert, Jeffrey Kinley, and Zach Cowan all finished 5th in their weight classes last year. Talk about those 3 kids and who you think has a chance to go even further than that.
I think they all do. I think we talked about Thomas already. I think Zach, Jeffrey, and Jonathan Gilbert, they all do. They all can compete for a title because they do things the right way. They train. They go to camps, they improve themselves, they make good decisions off the mat. In the classroom, they're all great students. So they set themselves up for success by making the right decisions over time. And they all have a great chance to win it this weekend. And I'm confident in each one of them.
Yeah.
They do it the right way.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, Thomas, you had Wes Watts as your coach for the last couple of years, and I know obviously Chad had been an assistant at times. Like you were there for a couple of years, and you left and came back. So just talk about the coaching change to him your senior year, and kind of how he's different than Wes.
Well, I mean, Coach Fyffe has coached me like a lot through this isn't because in 8th grade he coached me head coach in middle school, so I am used to like his coaching style, and like we're already pretty close, so it wasn't a hard transition from Coach Watts to Coach Fyffe at all, and it's been pretty good this year.
Well, we mentioned Jonathan, and I guess kind of the cool in addition to that story was you had his younger sister, Lacey, was a 7th grader?
Mm-hmm.
And she almost qualified for the state. She would have been the first ever Central female to qualify because they can compete and win the boys. And she came very close. She finished 5th at the region. So only being a 7th grader, so talk about her.
Yeah, it's her 2nd year wrestling. Man, she's an athlete who has a lot of passion and heart. So I think her future is very bright. She's following in, not in the footsteps, but she sees her brother train, and she sees Thomas and Zach and Jeffrey and other athletes who do it the right way. So she loves it. She loves wrestling. So she's gonna go to Colorado this off season and do a big female competition at a national level deal, and she's gonna seek out more opportunities for female wrestling. So I know she has a bright future in the sport. So we love having her on the team. Great attitude, trains hard. So we're happy to have her.
Yeah. And you're telling me she actually, one of the duels you guys went to, she actually wrestled Amelia Foltz, the Southern, the female wrestler at Southern a couple weeks ago.
Yep, it was a very close match. I think it was 4-2. Amelia won. I think she might be a junior. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Juniors, junior versus a 7th grader. I mean, it's so congratulations to Amelia for she may be the 4th or 5th female in Kentucky to qualify for the KHSAA state championship. So that's a big deal on her, right? And congrats to Madison Southern coaches with her. That's awesome to have a female qualify because it's rare. It's tough to do. So that's we like when Southern wrestling has success. We like it too. So. It makes wrestling in Madison County better, so we're happy for them.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, a total of 12 kids from Madison County, and they'll be competing in 11 of the 14 weight classes. So if you've never been, it's a great environment and great thing. It starts Friday morning about 9 a.m.
Yeah, wrestling starts at 9 on Friday and Saturday.
And it just rolls all day long. 8 mats, it just constantly goes. It's kind of crazy, but cool, and you don't know, you got to keep track of what's going on because as soon as one match is done, they just pop the next one right back up. So it's and even you go through the first round, second round, they wrestle backs and everything. So, but it's definitely a very cool thing if you've never been there. So come on up and support the kids. Like I said, we do have kids from Central and Southern. We haven't ever had any. I don't think Berea's ever had a team or anything or model either. But obviously we support the local kids. So we're going out and show support and appreciate you guys being here. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you win a 3rd straight state championship.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That would be very, very cool. So good luck to everybody, and we appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back with Zach Cowan and Jeffrey Kinley.
Do you want to advertise on the Richmond Register Sports Show? Now you can. Contact us now at sports@richmondregister.com or message us on Facebook today. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it. Advertise now on the Richmond Register Sports Show in Madison County. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta.
Welcome back. We're here with Madison Central wrestlers Jeffrey Kinley and Zach Cowan. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on a 2nd place finish. I know obviously you guys wanted to try to win another region title, but put up a good fight. Lafayette just kind of had a few more bodies than you guys did, I guess. Talk about the weekend.
Well, yeah, as you said, Lafayette kind of had more guys than us. Our team was looking pretty full early on in the year, but I mean, injuries and all that. I mean, Thomas obviously had to kind of play it safe for state, and then we mainly just trying to get good matches in, get every guy that can go to state that we could, and then, I mean, they beat us, but it's not the end of the world, so.
Yeah. Obviously, the key is just getting in that top 4 and getting to the state.
Yeah.
Eight guys there, so that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Zach said, early on in the year, we had a team that, was supposed to compete for a region title and even a state title, and then get to region, and a couple guys didn't show up, and they had guys show up where we didn't really get points. So.
Yeah, I would say it's been kind of a I mean, you guys had a pretty good overall record, but still, all the
Yeah.
injuries you've had to go through, and obviously you lost Deshaun Gaddy before the season even started, and Thomas has been out at times. So you guys have kind of been putting together kind of a patchwork lineup at times.
Yeah.
Battling back where we could. Yeah. Those guys that we lost early on were definitely big scoring guys that we definitely could have used. But I mean, you can't really change that. So just focus on state.
Because Deshaun would have been in what weight class?
52-ish.
Yeah.
We also midway lost our heavyweight and our 95 for injury and other reasons too. So they would have been big point scorers. That would have helped us.
Yeah. Well, actually, luckily we had some guys come out.
Kyron Jackson.
Yeah.
He's been good. He stepped up, overcome adversity. You know,
he really showed up.
Yeah, he's really showed up.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected him to do as well as he did.
Yeah.
Especially I want to say he'd been wrestling for what, like a month?
Like a month.
I mean, obviously, kid's ultra athletic, but that's impressive to win to get third place at region. But
well, Jeffrey, it seems like we've been watching you wrestle since you could walk.
Yeah.
But it's hard to believe you're still only a sophomore. This is your third straight region title, and your third straight region title in 3 different weight classes. So obviously,
yes, sir.
You being as young as you are, you keep getting bigger and stronger every year. But it's kind of an interesting statistical, abnormality there. If you have won in 3 different weight classes, and you'll be going to the state in 3 different weight classes. But you've been wrestling since when?
I started when I was about 4. My parents threw me out there, and well, my mom's uncles, they wrestled at WVU, and so they thought, just threw me out there to see how I liked it, and I thought it'd be like WWE type stuff, like we were just talking about. But so I just stuck with it ever since then.
Yeah, but it's obviously not like that. I know people.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys get that joke sometimes. It's obviously not like that, and it's much more serious than that. And you got to put in a lot of hard work and everything. You start off with the Wolfpack, I guess.
Started off in the Wolfpack with Gene Wolf, yeah.
And just kind of kept going. And now your dad helps out with the team, right?
Yeah, he helps out. He helps out where he can and when he can be there. All 3 levels, youth, middle school, and high school. And he just loves coaching, loves helping out, seeing the guys grow.
Did he wrestle at some point somewhere? Or?
Actually, no, he didn't. A lot of people think he did, but no, he just played football.
Yeah.
Looking back now, he says he wishes he would have wrestled, but he just never got onto the mat.
Yeah, well, he's a big athletic guy, so
Yeah.
I figured he had to have done something athletically in college. So, and we have to take a moment here to give a shout out to your mother, because all the stuff, most of the pictures and stuff that we have in the paper, because you guys wrestle all over the state.
Yeah.
Most of that comes from Marita. So we got to give Marita Kinley a lot of credit. I mean, she's like the team mom, right? I mean,
Yeah,
she kind of keeps track of everything.
Oh, she's great. Without her, I don't think this program would be where it is, really. She does a lot behind the scenes, and yeah.
Yeah, because people all the time say, "Oh, you got great coverage," and I'm like, "It's Marita. She does all the work and sends it to us." So, but you guys, I mean, you'll wrestle. Your duels were
Lindsey Wilson,
Madison Central, Lindsey Wilson. Probably a couple other. I'm slipping, but
yeah. Even on Saturday when I was at the swimming regional, she was in Danville with you guys, and she was texting me and keeping me updated. So we want to give credit where credit's due. And obviously, your mom's played a big part, and she's also the volleyball coach there at Central as well. So we really appreciate what she's done. And you obviously finished 5th last year. You made a big stride from the year before. So obviously everybody wants to win the state championships. But what are your expectations going in?
Going in last year, I had goals to be on the top last year. It didn't work out that way. This year, back hungrier. But got a good chance to win it, so I'm trying to get back to the top of that podium.
Yeah, I mean, you're 41-2 in 126 weight class. Kind of what's that? Who's your main rivals in that weight class?
There's a couple guys out there across the state. One from Caldwell, North Hardin, LaRue County, and Central Hardin. That'll also be up there competing.
Yeah, well, Zach, you're a junior now. You'll be heading back for your 2nd straight year. You also finished 5th in your weight class last year. You'll be in 138 this year.
Sir.
And what are your expectations going in?
I mean, just right along with Jeffrey, we have a few guys that can kind of compete for like the top of the podium. So obviously, I guess I'm going for the top, and just gotta wrestle right, basically. Yeah. All the preparation's done. So.
Yeah, you're 42-3 on the season. So kind of who do you look at as the main competition there in your weight class?
I mean, there's a lot. guy from Woodford County is pretty tough. He's, I mean, guy from Union County. I mean, there's a few guys, but kind of going into it, I don't really want to focus on wrestling like a certain wrestler. I don't want to, and because I mean, Gentry Deck, as good as he is, I mean, everyone at state, there's always the one guy that comes out of nowhere, no one expects him. So I'm kind of looking out for those guys too, just the guys that wouldn't expect to compete with me. But
how long have you been going, and did you get started in Wolfpack as well?
Yeah, I started not quite as young as Jeffrey. Well, around the time I guess as Jeffrey. I think I was in 2nd grade, so like 9 or 10 years, I think. It's been a long while.
What kind of piqued your interest in the beginning?
Well, a friend of my parents, kind of, because I played baseball when I was younger, kind of just invited me out. He said it's a great sport because his friend's dad wrestled, so I just kind of joined and stuck with it, basically. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I started at such a young age. There wasn't really I was just trying everything at that point: basketball, soccer, all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, both of you talk a little bit about Thomas Deck, and I mean, obviously, you guys being younger than him, and then seeing what he's accomplished and how he's battled through the injury this year, and even though he's got a banged up knee, he's going to go out there and try to compete for another state championship. So, what do you guys see when you look at him?
Thomas is crazy. I'll just say that we weren't expecting him to wrestle. Coach wasn't.
Yeah, he told us the senior night he was done. He wasn't.
Oh yeah, he wasn't expecting him to wrestle either. But you know, we drill with him every day, and he's a good wrestler. We always just try to compete with him, keep up with him. But yeah, like you said, really, I look at him as inspiration. Battled through that knee injury twice, and I think he can do good at the tournament this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, you're younger than him, but you obviously must look up to him too, I guess.
Yeah, definitely for sure, because Thomas has always been, especially nationally and stuff. Obviously, he's a 2-time state champ already, but he's always been competing at a high level nationally and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting watching wrestle in general, and he's just how he can just kind of adapt to everything is pretty unique. He's definitely one of the top pound for pound wrestlers in Kentucky. So.
Yeah, and you guys and he's not here with us tonight, but Jonathan Gilbert, a freshman, obviously he's won 2 straight region titles as well. He's undefeated on the year, 25-0.
Sure.
He'll be in the 113 weight class, so he's got a good chance to be on that podium as well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's just got to, I mean, kind of like all of us, all the guys that are kind of competing this year for the top spot, just got to go out and show up. Can't get too concerned with losing, wins, and I mean, if first isn't an option, say something happens, hopefully he can just keep pushing after that, get third, do as well as he can. I guess that's kind of all for all of us. So.
Yeah, Jonathan, he's young. He's going to be tough. You know, he's tough now. He's just going to keep getting better, I feel like. And, you know, like you said, he's 25-0. But, you know, going into the state tournament, he's going to look at it 0-0 because he's got that mindset, and he's going to be ready every match mentally.
Yeah, and his little sister came out this year, and it seemed like everybody
loved
having her around.
Yeah, she's different. She's an animal. She scored some big points for us too.
In a good way.
Yeah.
I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, she definitely came out and competed too. They're both tough. You can tell.
Yeah. All right. Well, the wrestling will start Friday morning, bright and early at 9 a.m. over at the All-Tech Arena. It's a very cool experience. 8 mats going on at the same time, hour after hour after hour. And just one match ends, the next one goes on, and it's crazy, but it's fun.
It's a battle.
It's fun, yeah. And it'll last all day Friday, and then they'll come back Saturday, and the championship matches are usually about 5-6 o'clock that evening, something like that.
5-6, yeah.
So hopefully we'll have a couple of you guys will be in those finals, and we look forward to it. So we appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks for having
us. Good luck
us.
to you this weekend. We'll see you Friday morning, and we appreciate you everybody watching us this week, and appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next week.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. Do you want to advertise on the Richmond Register Sports Show? Now you can. Contact us now at sports@richmondregister.com or message us on Facebook today. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it. Advertise now on the Richmond Register Sports Show in Madison County.
Almost 2 decades. That's right, I've covered local sports in Madison County for almost 2 decades. The Madison Central Indians, the Madison Southern Eagles, the Model Patriots, the Berea Pirates, the EKU Colonels, and the Berea College Mountaineers. I've covered them all. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, track, cheerleading, golf, youth sports, and more. It's all being covered by the Richmond Register. Join us for a brand new weekly sports program. Watch the Richmond Register Sports Show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Be sure to like, share, and follow us on all our social networks and to subscribe to the Richmond Register online or get your own subscription delivered. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it.